I'm feeling so fly, I can't even lie. It's true that feet never felt so right.
What's up, everybody? This is episode 2 of the Motivation Project. We have my good friend Jeremiah Miller here with us today. Bro, thank you for coming through.
Thank you, man.
Fort Worth native.
Yes, sir. Born and raised.
Jeremiah's got a really incredible story that we wanted to share with you guys today. And actually, I was thinking about this, Jeremiah. I don't know if you remember this, but our first project we collaborated on was actually the Geronimo lyric video. Do you remember that?
I was thinking about that today. Yeah.
No way. Yeah, that was back when I think you only had like 10,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah, if that, yeah.
Where did it all start for you in making music? Why did you even want to pursue this type of lifestyle? And just take me back to the beginning, the first time you ever touched an instrument.
Well, let's see. My family was musical, right? We grew up, my parents were like worship leaders, and so we would sing, worship songs throughout the family growing up. But my oldest brother was the first one where we kind of figure out, okay, he can actually sing,
Wow.
And so when my mom was like, okay, you can actually sing, then I started thinking, I don't know, maybe I could too. And so I started getting into it. But really the moment that I realized that I could sing was in about 8th grade. My buddy took a video of me and he posted it to Facebook. And then all the girls started giving me attention. So
there we go. Let's go.
I'm kidding. But that's kind of the moment that I realized that people liked my voice, at least. And so that's when I started, kind of pursuing it. And we went into some boy bands after that, had a couple boy bands, did a lot of street performing, a lot of talent shows. And then from there, graduated high school, went on The Voice, and then we're here now, so, yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit about that. In 8th grade, someone took a video of you, and that's when you figured out, wow, other people actually like my voice.
Yeah.
And tell me how you went from there to actually getting on the TV show, The Voice. 'Cause there's a lot of people that can sing, but they don't even make it on that show. And then to even make it on the show and be on the TV portion of it, and then to even make it to one of the next rounds is just crazy. So just tell me a little bit about how that even started. How did you even get on The Voice?
Yeah, so first of all, it wasn't even on my radar to try out. I was focusing on wrestling in high school, and my mom just came home and she said she had seen like a billboard for The Voice and felt like God told her that I should go and try out. Wow. And so we just went to Chicago, to an open call. Nobody invited us to go. We went out there. I think altogether that season, I don't know, maybe 60,000 or something tried out. And in the end, I made it top 32. And I would say it was because of my voice, but there were so many good singers in that whole 60,000. I think a lot of it just came down to, fate, and then also just getting lucky that they needed somebody like me, a young white guy that needed to, be in the picture for that season.
That's what she said right to my face. Maybe, baby, I want you back.
It was very, very cool. At the time, it was like a dream come true. I thought I was going to be a celebrity after that. It was done. I was over. But then after that, we had a little falling out as far as music goes, and then started picking it back up in 2020, seriously. And like you said, started releasing songs and content, and failed time after time, and then it finally kind of clicked.
Explain to me, if you can, what that whole falling out was, because you were on The Voice, 2017?
2017, yeah.
How old were you when you were there?
I was 17 when I started trying out in the process, and then 18 when it was over, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What round did you get cut on?
I got cut on in the knockouts, so I was top 32.
Oh, man, bummer. All right, so you get knocked out there. What was kind of your plan after that? Did you think, okay, a lot of people on TV saw me, so there's a chance for me to get a record deal, to still make it big? What was your kind of thought process, and what were people telling you?
The whole thing felt so surreal and, dreamy, to where I was just a young kid. I didn't really have a plan after that. I didn't have any songs written. At that time, I wasn't even writing songs. I don't think I had written a song, a full song at that time. And so I just thought magically I was going to be a celebrity after that.
Right, exactly.
And because that's what it feels like, right? That's kind of how they make you feel. And so, and then afterwards, I met a girl on The Voice, fell in love there.
There we go.
And so that's kind of where the falling out kind of went a little bit, because, I was focusing on that a lot, focusing on
the relationship.
Yeah, the relationship. being, trying to look forward to being a, good husband, good like father, because I was thinking that far,
Wow,
and like trying to like be a businessman and stuff like that, because her, I would say at that time her drive for music kind of went down as well, because I don't know why. I mean, I know she didn't get her chair turn at the time, and I did, and so it was like, but anyway, yeah, falling down about 3 years, and then we broke up. And that's kind of where we got the the flip, and started really getting into it after that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you said, I think it was during 2020 that you started writing again, or started at least trying to pursue music again.
That's really the first time I ever wrote a real song in full.
Wow.
2020. Right after we broke up, it was a breakup song. Yeah. And
I see.
that's one of the greatest things about a breakup, bro.
Songs come from
you
it.
get the songs out of it, yeah.
Now, that was right during COVID as well, so
Yep.
your life is kind of going through just this kind of roller coaster. Like you start to go on this kind of rise where you can sing, and then you're on The Voice, and then you get cut, but then you're in this relationship and you drop music, and then you get the relationship's over, but then music comes back, but then COVID hits. So just tell me a little bit about that. And I bet it's kind of funny, but I'm sure there was people that while you were on The Voice, they were kind of telling you, hey, this is your opportunity, being on TV, you gotta capitalize on this. And then when that was over, and then you're dating this girl at such a young age, everyone's probably even telling you, hey, music is over too.
For sure.
So even when you come out with this song, everyone's thinking this is kind of a fun hobby, but you need to get something real. Were those kind of conversations you'd had with people?
Yeah, I mean, this is 3 years from the time I was on The Voice to when I released this song. So at that time, all the hype, everything was gone, right? I was starting from ground zero, really. Like,
for sure.
And so, yeah, so we go from that, we go into COVID. And I think COVID, like, for a lot of people, it was really a blessing in disguise, because that's when content on the internet with promoting your songs like really became a really big thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm very grateful for that. And that's kind of where I got my start, is like, starting to release songs, starting to be more consistent with it, and then just posting content for it. But like you said in the beginning, those things, man, it took about 4 years, I would say, of just like, I wasn't as consistent as I wish I would have been, but it took 4 years of consistently trying new things and consistently failing, if you will. Now I don't see them as failures. They were something that got me to where I am today, but definitely a challenge, yeah.
Wow. So tell me, 2020, did you have anybody in your corner? You're starting to do this, getting back into music.
Yeah.
Did you have the plan that I think I'm going to take another shot at this and I want this to be my career? Or was it like a hobby? Like, what was your thought process in restarting this?
I think during that, 3-year period, I was missing it a lot, It's something, and a lot of musicians will say this, they try different things. I tried starting like, multiple businesses, right? I started doing sales, businesses, different things. But it's always that thing that makes you come back to it, and I think a lot of people have that in life. It's like that thing that you just can't get away from, right? No matter what, like, and so that was music for me, and just being an artist and being a singer, songwriter. That's the thing that kept coming back for me. And so during that 3 years, it was something that I really missed. And so when it was finally time, like, okay, I kind of have this moment where I'm like, completely broken as a person, through this heartbreak, but at the same time, I kind of got the ropes untied, if you will, and and we started going from there. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was in my mind, like, yeah, I'm gonna do this now.
Tell me a little bit about, because you mentioned that you wrestled. Just tell me a little bit about how your sports background and your family's support in you and belief in you at a young age kind of helped you through those 4 years.
Yeah. This is a tough question, because I feel like during those 4 years, I was the one, like you said, people like were looking down on me, people were making fun of me. It's more like I was looking down on myself, right?
Wow.
And many times people would ask me, what do you do, for a living? Or even like, what did you do today? Like, I was battling constantly with like, what am I doing with my life? I'm trying to chase this thing, but it's just not working out. And like, I was, I think I'm 26 now. Just 1 year, maybe like a little bit over a year ago, I was just like, dang, man, I'm 25, got no money in retirement, got, no benefits, got no wife, got no kids. And it's like, I'm chasing this dream and trying to put as much effort into it as I can, but it just wasn't working out. And so, I was just at like kind of a crossroads where it's like, I just got a little bit more time left in me, before I gotta like go and make a normal life, if you will. And so, it was at that time the things thank God, started clicking. But during those 4 years, man, I don't know.
Like, what kept you going?
Yeah, what kept me going? I mean, of course, I'll always bring it back to like the centerpiece of my life, you know, which is Christ Jesus Christ. And like, I think my belief and knowing that, like, you know, that I was called and that I was chosen to be on this earth for a reason, not just to, you know, be in the background, but to be a light, you know, to the world is the thing that keeps me going always. You know, I can't say anything else other than that. But yeah, just that, and just knowing that, you know, as many people say, you know, from the time I was young, I knew that, you know, I was called for a specific purpose, that I was designed to do something great in the world, right? And so for me, that's the same thing. And so that's kind of what keeps me going, yeah.
Well, what do you say to people that they don't have that innate drive or belief from a young age that they were put on this earth for a purpose, so that they do have a reason for being beyond just the normal, you know, 9 to 5, nothing wrong with a 9 to 5, but they don't have that drive? What do you say to people like that?
I think you lost it, because if you think back on what it was when you were a child, you know, and people were like, what do you want to be when you grow up? You know, every child, it seems, is very excited about their life, very excited about, you know, what they can do for the world, it seems, right? Yeah. Whether they have the knowledge or wisdom to do it yet or not. But I think if you don't feel that, then you lost it, and you got to get it back.
How do you get it back? I know I'm hitting you with the hard ones there, but what do you think? Like, how would you say to someone, like, they're coming to you and they're wondering how to get that drive back? How do you get that wonder back in your life, and how do you get that passion?
I think the first thing that comes to my head would be like, try things, go back to like the little kid in you, you know, and think about like what last excited you. What was that thing that, like, you know, got you excited, got you up in the morning, and go back to that and try that, you know, and try different things, like things. I didn't ever foresee myself doing the content that I do today. Like, it was not in my, you know, vision to be like, okay, I'm gonna be, you know, like a public surprise performer, and, you know, and go around on a board, right?
Right.
Like, I never thought of that, but
they didn't even have that in 2020.
But it was always something in me that got excited when I was performing, making people smile, exploring, experimenting different things. And so, I don't know, I'm not the best to give the advice on like how to get it back, I don't think, but I would say the first thing that comes to my head is go back to, you know, that little kid inside you, and don't let the world, you know, dull down that little kid inside you, right? Yeah. And go after the things that make you excited. And try.
That's crazy, man. And I think that's going to help a lot of people. I'm going to pause real quick because I want to bring up some of your content before you got super huge. Now, of course, you're doing the, I was going to say the drive-bys, but no, it's not a drive-by you're doing. Now you're doing
the roll-bys.
Exactly, the roll-bys, yeah.
Look at this one. This one is just right cringe, here. Bro.
Let me see. Hold
on,
wait.
All my stuff is cringe. That's another thing I'll tell to people is like, be cringe, you know? Don't be afraid to be cringe, because it's not until you like do that multiple times that you actually find something that's not cringe.
Just ignore Superman right here. When was this?
This was like 2020, I think. Yeah, 2020 maybe.
I'm about to show you what I'm gonna do.
I was making a deal with the people that if they listen to my song, I would do this. I jumped off a cliff. Like the most like cringe random stuff. Keep going through a little bit.
What else we got?
Go to okay. Here, try these ones. So this was a little bit. Here? No. This one. The 408. No, the 20K. 20K so right this was like my moment of fame. I feel like.
Songs that rip each other off, part 2.
Songs that rip each other off. So I was finding songs that sounded like each other.
Okay.
And I was just, you know, just exposing them.
So this was in 2020, right?
Yes. This may have been 21 at this point.
Okay.
But like this was when I felt like I started trying new things.
What was the first video that kind of popped off and you were like, okay,
this next one right here. So this you see 418K, that was huge for me back then, dude.
Wow.
Like songs that rip each other off.
11,000 likes.
Bro, I was ecstatic about that.
Songs that rip each other off, part 3.
And so I just started doing this every single day.
What?
Yeah. For you know, until I ran out of songs that ripped each other off.
I forgot when you did these actually, bro.
Do you remember them at all or no?
I do remember the.
Well, this
riff-off,
was before Geronimo, so let's go.
Oh, let's see.
Let's go over there. So this is all covered.
This was sick, bro. The Talking to the Moon you guys did.
My God.
I love that one, bro.
We went crazy, bro.
All right, what do we got?
Okay, and then we start getting into, like,
The
I collabed
cut
a lot
here.
with John Michael Howe.
Okay.
This man, I'll also say about him is like, bro, like, without him and his inspiration too, I kind of look back at that. I forgot to mention it, but during that time, that 4 years, he was that one that kept me going a lot too. Because there were literally multiple times where I remember talking to him in person and we were like, and I was like, bro, I got to get like a real job. And he would just like sit there and he would just be like, no, dude, like, you got to keep going. And like, he would just tell me, and just seeing his success and how he was growing from nothing to, where he is now. He's just very inspiring, and having him in my life since I was 5 years old is like definitely something God did, and something that I wouldn't be where I am today without him. And so we did a lot of collaborations here, and then after the songs that rip each other off was when I started consistently releasing my own original music, my solo stuff, right? So go up a little bit, and then like, okay, right there. So this is Geronimo. Oh, actually, this is funny. Go to the one that I'm riding. No, the one next to it. This is the first electric board video that I ever did. Right
No
here.
way,
Yeah.
really?
But it wasn't in public.
Okay, I see.
I'm not even singing in a mic. No people around. I'm just in the nature,
How did you feel when you were doing this? Did you feel like, man, that's pretty cool? Like,
It
did
was.
the idea come to you here? Or?
No. It was
Okay.
very cool, but I was having fun. But that was the first time I mixed singing with, riding the electric board.
I see.
But this didn't go crazy, so I didn't stick with it. That's the thing.
I
Like,
see.
if I tried something and it didn't stick, I would usually just move on to something else.
For sure. And that's kind of a battle too for creators. Sometimes it's like you do have the right idea, but you just need to do it 100 times. But sometimes you just have a wrong idea and you keep doing it.
So
and you need
true.
to so how do you kind of decide, or maybe we'll get into that as we go further. Like, but where did it come from for you where you're like, I'm on the wrong vein or I'm on the right vein? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it really comes down to like what you feel that you believe in, because if you believe in it and you feel that it's authentic to yourself and creative, and something that the world doesn't see all the time, then stick with that, right? And you're right. Sometimes it just hasn't hit, and you have to be consistent. But yeah, like then we get into airdropping. I start airdropping my song to people.
Oh man,
and
right
so
here?
yeah. And so
Airdropping my song to strangers
you
till
start
this happened.
at this point. I was just doing everything staged. Everything was staged.
Okay.
And
So you knew these people?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Everything from here to 2024 was staged. man.
No
Like,
way.
Everything.
That's awesome.
With these things, with the things that just were staged, for some reason for me, they didn't feel very authentic to me. I didn't feel like I could be myself, and that wasn't like coming through. A lot of my friends even would say like, like they didn't like my videos because they just didn't feel like it was me,
Really?
And so a lot of things in the music like world today is staged, and like a lot of it gets a lot of views, which is good if it feels authentic to the artist. But for me, the stage stuff just didn't really feel authentic. So
And your views are you're starting to crank up a little bit.
no,
here, like-
actually, well, a little bit, but these are actually like these are trickling down from the people who like me now. Before, these numbers were way lower.
remember
Like
this,
look at this, like
right here?
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Well, that one kind of, how much did this one?
Sit here if she left you for her ex.
Like these signs.
If she left you for her ex. So
But
this is staged
This
too?
is completely staged, of course. And bro,
bro.
everything you
Same
see
here, man.
online that's
Sorry
like
for your
this is
loss, bro.
staged.
That's awesome.
And it was fun, It's fun testing
song
things.
right
Like
here.
that's what
Sure.
I always
Yeah,
give
dude.
advice
Okay.
is like test things out, try different things, and just put yourself out there, right? Like a lot of this
Here we go.
is like cringe stuff, like literally everything. Like even today, I feel like a lot of my stuff is cringy, right? Like when like cops are pulling me over or like stopping me and whatever, I'm still singing. Like it's cringe, but you got to put yourself out there. But yeah, like look at me, bro.
Did you have like people like roasting you that you knew personally? Like, why are you doing this? Or what do you think?
Yeah, I mean,
Really?
people would just be like, I don't like it because it's fake,
Really?
Yeah. At least I'm trying things, right?
Exactly,
I'm
yeah.
trying things. I'm putting myself out there. I'm being kind of consistent. I even did a video with me like riding the manual transmission car, right?
Oh,
Did a
that's
video
right.
with my brothers, right? Like, and so I'm just trying random things. Like I said, these views were not the views from before. This is all trickled down from what I have now.
Yeah.
But then if you go up, after trying multiple things, then I finally land on, this video right there, the 18.8 million video. That was the video that, got everything started, and then I got another video right on the back of it.
What's up, guys? I'm Jeremiah.
What do you feel now when you look at this video?
I get nostalgia, you know, even though it's only been a year ago, it's like feels nostalgic because at that time it just like everything worked out perfectly. Like, you know, this girl came out and like I've never had this happen before, you know, like this exact thing of like somebody coming out and bringing me to the cops and, you know, all that stuff. It was just literally so perfect. And then, you know, the video right after it was perfect too. And so I just get like a lot of nostalgia, and I just felt like I was blossoming kind of like into like, you know, just like a free man kind of, if you will.
And then this one right here,
yeah,
this one's kind of the same thing. This was kind of like a double whammy. 40 million views, I think, right?
Dude,
just on Instagram alone.
Well, on this one it was like 20 million, and then on TikTok I think it was like 40 million or something like that, and then Facebook was probably like 20 million too.
Wow.
So it was crazy.
So
and both of them happened at the same time. Like this was like in a week of each other.
Wow.
But it just worked perfect.
In the span of a week, how many total views did you have? Like just views, not even followers. How many views did you have in this week when this happened? Like across all social media.
So I think like probably at least 100 million. At least 100 million. Yeah,
that is
in
crazy.
1 week. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Maybe 120 probably. Maybe 130. But like even that, you know, that girl like hitting it like that, it was just, it's crazy how everything seemed to just work and align at one moment, right? And so I even remember like just weeks before this, I was thinking, why do I think that I'm just gonna like blow up all of a sudden? Like I was just trying to chase like blowing up, and in my mind I was like, no, that's not how it's gonna work. I'm gonna have to be consistent. And so I decided to do these one-wheel videos, and my plan was I'm gonna do these one-wheel videos for a long time. Like I'm gonna do them and I'm just gonna like entertain the audience that I have now, and it's going to take a long time for them to blow up, but I'm just going to be consistent because I liked it, right? I loved the board, I loved, you know, entertaining, and it worked with me. Wow. So I was like, this is something I believe in, I'm going to keep going. But like I said, by the third video it already exploded, and everything, you know, when I was testing all these different things, it kind of all just went up to this one moment.
Wow. Because I remember right around this time you did this video right here, which didn't have 1 million. I even remember this. It had like, what, like 300,000 or something like that?
No.
Not even?
We're
really?
talking low numbers,
what?
yes.
This one right here.
Dude.
And this is something that interesting that you said, how find something that's true to you, that actually, you know, is authentic to you, but it's something the world hasn't necessarily seen before. So this is like a cool little video, but it is something that we've seen a lot of. You know,
busking videos, right?
Exactly. And you know, the 360 cam is kind of unique, seeing from the people's perspective as they come in and put money in the thing. But this is still something we've seen before. But this was just so unique, man. Like in the middle of a huge festival, you got your SM7B and your speaker, you're holding them both. No one can see where the camera's at. It's like there's even that kind of mystery subconsciously, like who's even filming this?
Yeah,
but
right.
then you see all the people. It's just something totally unique that really no one had ever seen before. And you were getting comments, man, from everybody. Like I saw the Grammys commented on this, and like so many different people were like hitting you up after these videos dropped. So how did that feel?
Yeah.
All the different people that were like seeing you after this.
It was amazing, man. This was like one of those moments where I was like, oh my gosh, like, you know, all my work or whatever it was, right? Everything lined up to this, and it's like finally I'm getting my break, you know? Kind of like how it was in The Voice, but this time, you know, it actually was more, you know, I was older, I wasn't as young and naive, so, you know, it was really good. It was like a huge break. But the crazy thing is, like, the idea wasn't even like, I didn't wake up and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go, you know, use this speaker and get on this board and, you know, use all this stuff. Like, if you go to the first one-wheel video that I did right there, the 1 million one. And by the way, it got like probably maybe 8,000 views or something.
Wow.
Look, I don't have a speaker yet. Like, I'm just singing into the air. Like, nobody can hear me. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like putting myself out there. I was just like, this was embarrassing, bro. Like, like, look at this. People are just like looking at me like, what is going on? And all they could hear is my voice, like, and it probably didn't even sound good. And so, oh yeah, and I wasn't even recording the audio. I forgot to record afterwards. No. So this entire video was overdubbed. Like, I went home and like talked to the, like I was in my room just like, you know, singing and talking, and all of this audio is overdubbed. Jeez. And so this day was like a fail, bro. Like, this was a failure of a first time, right? And so then my mom, you know, told me, hey, what if you put a speaker in your hand, right?
What?
And so like different things like that. It's not my idea. It's just like testing things and trying things. And like, you're not probably going to wake up one day and get that like great idea that's like, oh, this is the one that's going to, you know, make me go big.
Yeah.
It's like, you're just going to try different things and you're going to evolve, and then, you know, one day you'll get it.
Wow. I heard somebody say that recently, that your best idea is rarely your first idea. And this was, when was this? This was June of 24, right?
May of 24?
Mayfest, of course. Yeah, May of 24. So that happened. So we're here. And then just tell me kind of what happens after that. I see we got John Michael on one of them.
Yeah.
We've got you in different cities. You know, you started traveling the country. Just tell me kind of what happened. You're like, okay, this is kind of the ticket. So what was your thought process?
Exactly.
Especially after the whole voice thing. And you're like, that opportunity almost kind of slipped away, like after the big exposure.
Gotcha.
But now
so
you're
I knew I couldn't let this one slip away. And it wasn't even like necessarily that I couldn't. It was more just like I had practiced enough to not let it slip away. If I would have been the same like kid I was when I was 18, I would have let this slip away too, you know. I probably would have made one video and then just like moved on with it. But like at this point I had practiced enough and knew enough to where like, you know, the moment was there and my experience was there, right? And so then I just knew that it was time to like take this idea and just go with it, right? Like keep going, keep replicating it, and like keep going. And it was a long time before I even got another video that popped off like that again.
Really?
Yeah, it was a long time. But I just knew, you know, it worked before, and so I'm just going to keep going. Like, you know, we were in the millions now, so like it's great. But when you set a new standard for yourself, you're always going to hold yourself to that. And then if you go below, you know, you're upset. But
for sure.
Yeah, at this point, you know, money finally started coming in. And so I was able to travel and stuff like that. And
tell me about that. Like a lot of people don't know that how you get paid as a creator, you know, with all these views. So just walk us through that process and where did the money start coming in?
Yeah, well, first of all, the big reason why I can travel so much is because of my credit card points, bro. Like,
there we go. There we go.
I gotta make a course for like how to amount credit card points for free. But
that's awesome.
Anyway, I travel with that, and then like I wasn't making crazy money. I still am not making crazy money, but it was more than I had ever made before, and I knew how to live a frugal life. And so that extra money that was coming in, and it was basically, honestly, like just through the socials, like TikTok.
Wow.
Yeah, that was like my main source of income for a long time, was just TikTok money.
Wow. How much is that? Like, is it like 1 million views?
I think like for instance, before I got popular on TikTok, it was a lot more money per view. But like, I think like on that one, I think I made like $5,000 on like that first video.
Wow.
And so, you know, that was great, right? For me, it was like, let's go. And so, yeah, I just kind of like reinvested all that money back into like, you know, continuing this, because for me, I'm trying to like keep myself, you know, excited about it. And so I traveled to different places and stuff like that. I could have kept doing it in my hometown, but it just felt more fun. You know, I'm a very like adventurous, like spontaneous person. So I'm trying to do the things that, you know, kind of fit my personality and stuff.
For sure, yeah.
So yeah, so I just kept on replicating over and over and over. And then, and then we get to some other things. I started, you know, trying other things. Like, you know, I'm on the water there, right? Like, and then if you go up, we get to like, all right, then I got to a point where I was kind of a little bit sick of it. Like, I actually have had a couple points where it's like, I'm a little bit bored of this now. And so I tried other things, right? Like, then we start giving, you know, we start serenading women in college. And then, you know, I'm trying to do this uninvited wingman thing. And that goes well too. And that was a big moment for me, because it was like, okay, they like me for more than just this gimmick, right?
Yeah.
At one point, I thought that it was just for that, and then, you know, people still are like, we'll never skip a Jeremiah Miller video and stuff like that, right?
Wow.
And so it's like, those are the moments, like when you get that success, run with it, and then you'll build an audience that, you know, actually likes you as a person instead of just that one video. But yeah, and so I just tried different things, and I'm still, you know, messing around with new things, right? Like there, I'm walking with my computer. I was live streaming in Nashville, and that one did crazy. Did some brand deals with my boy Yano Media.
Let's go. Talk a little bit about that too, because I think a lot of creators miss out on, especially when they start blowing up and you get millions of views, they miss out on the, you know, I guess the business savvy of negotiating some brand deals. So just talk about that, like some of your first like negotiations with brands and like
Yeah.
actually starting to make some paychecks from these brands? Just
Yeah.
kind of talk us through that.
Yeah, a lot of people hit me up like when I was, going viral and just wanting to, connect and, do promotions and stuff like that. Like your platform, if you're doing a lot of, if you have a lot of eyes in your platform, then it's worth a lot of money for companies to, to get their brand into all those eyes, right? Like that's where the money is, it seems now, is like where people, where the attention is where the money is. And so I think just like keeping it real, keeping it authentic, but also, people respect nowadays, like you'll get a lot of comments where it's like, okay, bro's like finally making the bag, right? Like they actually like respect, and they actually like, they'll, if they're your true fans, they'll actually support, mixing that stuff in. And I would just say, like, get yourself an agent like Zach Yano right here.
Hey, there we go.
Get connected with Yano Media, and you'll get big brand deals, and it'll go well.
One of my favorite comments on your videos, this was kind of early on, but people would say, social anxiety fears this man. That was one of my favorite comments people would get. How did you kind of get over that, like, and just determined to do it nervous, even if you were scared people were, looking at you weird or making fun of you, or, how did you kind of get over that and decide you're going to do it nervous anyway?
I'll say I'm still nervous all the time. Like most every performance you see online, I was nervous right beforehand. Public speaking, I'm still like nervous about that. Like if you put me on stage and I'm not able to sing and I'm just, just talking, bro, I'm nervous. But you can probably count on me that I'm gonna do it nervous anyway, And the reason why is because I have a lot of experience in it, and I think like getting started and continuing to do it regularly will give you the confidence that, okay, I can do it. And I've been in so many like things in the past where I did embarrass myself and I did mess it up, but I'm still me. I'm still fine. Like those people don't even remember those moments, bro. Like if I could count how many times I've embarrassed myself, like it's so many times. So I think that's like the game, is like how many times are you willing to go out there and embarrass yourself, right? And like not try to act like you have it all together. And that's something I'm still working on every day, is like, especially like with success when it comes, like you try to act like you have it all together because it's there, and it's like, but that's something I work on all the time, is like trying to still put myself out there and still like being willing to embarrass myself, kind of thing. And so just don't be afraid to just be cringe, right? Like especially in this culture, like everybody's trying to find something that's cringe so it'll go viral, but yeah, just don't be afraid of it. And I would say, like I said, the thing that centers me the most is, obviously Jesus Christ, and just knowing that like my eternity is set and like his approval of me is firm and secure. And so I don't, like if I truly believe that, then, why fear man?
Wow, that's powerful, man. That is powerful. All right, last thing, and then, two things. What's one piece of advice you would go back and give to your younger self?
Dang. I would say just don't stress, because you're wasting this time, right? Like, and I kind of knew it back then, like going, like in the back of my mind, I knew that I would like, make it, I think. But like during the whole time, I was just so worried, so stressed. And it's like, I just wasted a lot of time worrying, and it didn't add anything to my life. And I wish that I would have just enjoyed those moments of just trying things, of just being on the back burner, right, and like chilling a little bit. I wish like my younger self had more belief that it would happen, and even if it didn't happen, like, it's all right.
Wow, that's huge, man. All right, so last thing, what's coming up next for Jeremiah Miller? I know you got a few things coming out, but just what's the future hold? Rest of 2025?
Yeah. Well, right now, I've built like my Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Now I'm trying to expand, right? And we're trying to like keep this ball going and keep going. So I'm focusing on my original music as an artist. I'm trying to promote that. I'm gonna focus on different things that I want to try, YouTube, live streaming maybe, different things. I just want to keep on trying and keep going. But the most exciting thing in the near future is my new song. It's called "Burning for You," and it'll be out by the time this is posted for sure. And yeah, it's gonna be exciting.
Feeling so fly.